As India accelerates towards artificial intelligence in the aerospace and defense domain, we have Mr. Neil, the founder and CEO of Tardid. Thank you very much for your time, sir.
Thank you.
And could you please tell our viewers about what is Brainbox and what are the capabilities of the artificial intelligence technology that Tardid is presenting in Aero India 23?
So if you see, Brainbox is an artificial intelligence platform. It's a very super intelligent electronic brain which can be used for training of multiple different purposes. It can be used for machine monitoring, it can be used for structural monitoring, and majorly right now if you see, Brainbox has been used heavily for situational awareness and autonomous system. So in Aero India, if you look into it, we are presenting two things over here. Right now we have multiples, but we are presenting two things, which is the underwater domain awareness. Now the underwater domain awareness is primarily been designed to understand the underwater threats what we have. And it has a great capacity. It can go up to nearly about 40 nautical miles, picks up the information from there and relays it back. Still it is on a trial stage. There is a lot of trial which has been going on, and this is an Indian Navy project. So there are a lot of trials which has been going on. We expect that this disruptive solution will be hitting the market by August. August 2023, because that's where India is planning to launch 75 different things. But this is not a part of that 75 project. But this is the part of the 75 project. This is, I am also happy to tell you that this was the exhibit of 2023 Republic Day Parade under the NIIO flag. This is a smart ship operations. Right now, Indian Navy wants to use it for unmanned surveillance vehicle. Going forward, this will be also used for unmanned combat vessel. But as it has been also loaded onto the Brainbox family only, this can be used by the commercial market, and this will be also used by the defense segment, which now India, maybe tomorrow the worldwide segments which will be using it. This same Brainbox smart ship operation is also given to a cruise company, and that's going to an American cruise company who has cruise ships. They are basically entertainment industry, and they have a great concern because they carry a lot of passengers. Normally the shipping industry is cargo, but the cruises are basically the entertainment part. So they are very worried about any kind of an unfortunate situation occurring in high seas. So they are going ahead with the entire collision avoidance system, because that's a very important thing, and that's one of the most critical thing in high seas. The best part of the, alongside we developed multiple different solutions. In fact, if you look into this, this is a very interesting thing the government is discussing. This will be the first in the world.
This particular?
Yes, this is the first in the world. This is known as a Spica. This has been deployed in BPCL. Let me tell you, Bharat Petroleum has been using it in Bangalore, their LPG refilling station. They are also using it in Hyderabad. And now other refilling stations it has been going. This is a PESO certified system, and this is the first system which is giving 99.9% safe cylinders, LPG cylinders, to human, India's kitchen. Because you know, LPG cylinder also has a problem of explosion and leakages. Because of that, a lot of catastrophic situation occurs. So this is the first time it has been given. That same technology which is for LPG cylinder, you now look into it, it has come to LV. This is a big hangar type where a aircraft specially been designed for the smaller ones, the fighter ones. They can just enter inside. Within 1 hour, the entire structural integrity of the aircraft will be given. That what kind of a, whether they have a structural failure, if there is any kind of a delamination is there, or if the crack is been visibly very big.
An entire complete examination of
entire non-destructive evolution. It is a ND. So it will not do any destructive thing. It will completely scans and gives the complete report saying that whether it needs a repair, where it needs, and localized where it needs the repair. So it basically goes on that. So this is, as I was telling you, this is a complete electronic brain. And today if you see, the world is watching it.
And so what has been the end user feedback for Brainbox, and who are your potential customers in the near future?
You know, Brainbox, the only thing which we have heard from the defense and also from the commercial market, this has been implemented also for mooring operations. So in the high seas, the offshore platforms, they basically need to be moored and they need to be stabilized.
Right.
And a huge amount of accident happens because multiple tugs, they pull this kind of a huge platform which are almost nearly about 800,000 to 900,000 tons, if the tension increases, it takes nearly about a second to capsize a boat, loss of life. So what they came back and told us only one thing, that AI has completely relieved them working into the hazardous situation. The same thing we heard even from the Indian Navy.
Okay.
Because whether it is monitoring, whether it is awareness, whether it is a situational awareness, it is giving our real-time information to them. So they are well prepared, they knows exactly what they need to do it, and everything is scientific. This is not a data analysis.
Right.
So this is physics driven. So every result which has been coming in front of us, it is so scientific in nature, they can even drill down to the lowest level to find out hua kaise, how did this happen.
So now that we are also, India is looking forward for underwater unmanned vehicles and also in the space domain, if I have to say, we are focusing a lot on space situational awareness. How do you see the integration of the products which are driven by Brainbox into the space domain and into these underwater unmanned platforms?
So if you see alongside with this, with the models what you are seeing over here, we are also working on the situational awareness of the stochastic objects. We are working with different Indian agencies right now on project mode, where we are detecting the kind of ballistic object which can enter into the Indian airspace, what is the impact time, what will be the impact analysis. So if you look at space situational awareness, we are doing a lot of work including the spatial imagery, because that's one of the big thing which happens today, because lot of if you look into it, the lot of spatial imagery which has been happening through the satellite, it needs a very important eye. The eye continuously looks into it to say if anything new has come up or something which is strategically not good for us, which we need to have a immediate attention. And no one is interested about a block. People are interested about a suggestion, a solution. It actually comes back with that particular solution if it is trained.
As compared to the other AI technologies which today the world is witness to, how does Brainbox differs from them in a long run?
See, this is AI is one of the big thing happening today. So
Right.
people are talking from a multiple area. It can be from the NLP to a lot of other things which has been going on. This is a completely industrial AI. I think that what differs us from the rest, we are not into any kind of a consumer, like direct consumer segment. We are not into any kind of a fintech or say transactional industry. What I believe, because I get that belief when I had my partners like Gartner and IDC tells us that industrial AI is still into their drawing board.
Okay.
Still into their drawing board. Like even IBM is behind than that. Because IBM cannot directly come back and say that how the structural failure of a ship is going to happen. So this is, we are 7 years ahead, and this is in 2020. That you guys are, when we are drawing it, you guys are 7 years ahead than that. It is an enterprise asset management. So it can be used for the oil and gas, defense definitely using, intelligence agency, shipping industry.
Across the spectrum.
Across the spectrum, railways.
Right.
Now even railways is also interested, because if you look into it, one of the biggest problem of railway is the loss of wild animal collisions which happen. And railway tried a lot of things. They tried to fence it, they tried to put camera, they introduced some new technology also. So we are now proposing an AI based technology to it,
Right.
which basically understands the animal behavior, takes up the animal trend and position, and alerts the driver, has a visibility of 2 kilometers, and mounted on the loco itself. And that's where the AI plays. It is connected to the real world, to the life of the system. So that's why it is a completely physics driven.
Across
So
defense,
across,
civil, military domain.
across. So it has been for the industries. It is directly for the industries. So defense itself is a very large industry, and they have been using so many different kind of equipment. So they have to handle the machines, they have to handle their structure, their ballistic performance, everything. And top of it, they also need a situational awareness.
Right.
When we designed it, we had that open mind since 2016 that we do not want to make an AI for one specific thing. So we said that let's make an electronic brain. Once we make the brain, you train the brain.
Be integrated to multiple platforms.
And once you train it, he is knowledgeable enough to handle that particular thing.
For the final question, sir, how has been your experience in 2023 and Aero India 2023, and what are your expectations from this year?
See, Aero India 2023 is definitely a very good platform, and Tardid was also visited by the Honorable Prime Minister. Honorable Prime Minister saw Tardid twice. That is on the NIIO conference which happened in Delhi sometime in July, August sometime. And now day before yesterday here. Because I think they also understand the importance of this technology because they can go into the next level. So Aero India, if you look into it, definitely a very good platform. But alongside, we are also present into multiple other different platforms, along with Navy and also with the Indian Intelligence Agency and foreign partners. So practically, I believe that this can take us to the next level. So a lot of people are looking into it because now, whatever the conferences we did, mostly it was with the Indian Navy side of it. But here what happened, the Army and the Air Force has also seen. So now I can see the Army is building up in a lot of interest in this particular thing. So it's not that this boat is needed only for the Navy, because Army also works on very harsh situations. There are lakes on, and this can operate at minus 75 degrees Celsius and plus 50 degrees Celsius. Now see, this is one of the God-save thing for Army in areas like Penangsu Lake. So the AI can help the Indian Army, the people, not to get into that hazardous situation. Because working in that kind of a temperature, this guy is good enough. He does the surveillance and reports back, take your action. It is always something like that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.